playing in the alleyways, getting told off and being bored at the cricket ground, bouncing a ball against the wall, climbing over tree trunks and often getting teased, going dizzy on the roundabout, playing kiss chase and swinging on our tummies, meeting other kids on bikes, chasing other children and eating ice cream, swinging on gates, gossiping in the toilets and blowing bubble gum, going to the newspaper shop, laughing at the adult magazines and collecting pop star cards, locking the bathroom door, eating fish and chips, and writing on the walls, being called stupid at school, peeping through the keyhole and sucking my thumb, throwing food under the table, calling each other names in class and daydreaming out of the window, always wishing for a boyfriend, peeing over the bath and kisses at the disco, being tripped over in the playground, fainting at mass and not being very clever. We liked to play dare, being carried upstairs by an adult and peeping under the door, going to the sick room, nuns singing at Latin Mass and not liking sports at school, Dad telling stories in the park and feeling safe with a landing light, sitting at the end of Mum and Dad's bed, playing dressing up and packing my suitcase to run away, playing games in the garden and pinching and scratching in a fight, watching the TV after school, singing songs in the bath and making potions in the garden, having races in the garden, discos in the bedroom and kissing behind the door. Having the best dad in the world, playing in the Wendy house. My grandmother was a witch and making my mother cry. Being kissed under the mistletoe, Mother playing the piano and not being allowed to Uncle's funeral. Granny playing cards, sandwiches with the crusts cut off and making up sins in confession. Listening to the radio. Mother reading a bedtime story and wearing the same clothes as my sister.
Very long car journeys, making up plays to show the adults, and Grandpa jiggling money in his pocket, Dad going to the bookies, seeing Mother get hysterical, and all of us going to the library. Always coughing at night, praying that God won't strike me dead, and having a midnight feast. Granny brushing her long hair, wetting myself and being called a crybaby, playing with my dolls, making daisy chains, being the wife in a play at school, being petrified of the dentist, thinking life is so unfair. Why do people have to die? Singing my favourite songs with a hairbrush, putting on my mother's makeup, and being jealous of my sisters. Wearing my favourite jewellery, sitting on my daddy's shoulders and being smacked around my legs. Wetting myself from laughing so much. Going for picnics, and Grandpa with bad indigestion. Granny cooking giblet pie, eating dinner with our coats on round the table, and running and jumping up and down stairs. Sitting on the windowsill on a rainy day and looking at neighbours naked over the road. Listening to grown-ups arguing at the table. Granny sitting by the fire and throwing bread to the birds in the garden. Family get-togethers, getting my pocket money and collecting souvenirs. Knowing the 6 wives of Henry VIII. My younger sister was very brainy, and feeling sick of fear, going to school. Friendly neighbours, going for walks, and getting a knife and wanting to kill myself. Playing hunt the thimble, finding things in the cupboard, and having a nightmare. Loving my cousins, hiding in the pantry, and my uncle using the belt. Adults always drinking, always being sick in the car and being very skinny. Always going to the theatre. Mum doing my project for school and screaming, "I hate you!" Our Irish Catholic nanny running down the road to meet Dad from the station. It's always sad saying goodbye. Eating chestnuts by the fire. The IRA have killed again, and being chased by the ducks. The smell of Granny's cooking from the kitchen, hiding crusts under the plate, and throwing up after too much drinking.
Waltzing with Grandpa round the kitchen table, Dad always washing up and lighting candles in the dark. Granny doing the crossword, sitting in a deck chair, and Dad weeding the garden path. Grandpa always holding hands with Granny, always having to eat our greens, and my sister being spanked over the stool. Granny's trolley full of library books, being very bad at maths at school, and giggling with my friends. Not being able to swim, going to the seaside, and an adult wagging his finger in the distance. Meeting Dad in the pub after work, being chased by a dog, and Mum wishing I was dead. Being hit by a cricket ball, blowing my nose on an adult's hanky, and making the loudest echo. Always falling over, playing it with my friends, and rolling down the hill. Grandpa having a heart attack, jumping over streams and my heart beating very fast. Smoking cigarettes, swearing with my friends, and my boyfriend doing the V sign at Grandpa. Meeting other gangs, taking the handles off the doors, and burying my secrets. Imagining having sex in the bushes, being guilty just as much as they were, and getting touched for the first time. Wearing the latest fashion, looking at someone else's diary, and whispering with my friends. Dad listening to the hacker radio, pop star posters on the wall, and not understanding the facts of life. Meeting my friends at the bus station and stealing sweets from the shop. Crying over finishing with a boyfriend, drinking in the park, and my sister was very popular with the boys. Not understanding that Dad was ill. Dancing was the best thing in the world. Getting my first bra, my big sister like kissing the boys, and requesting a song at the disco. The phone ringing in the hall, my auntie having an affair, and watching him dance with other girls. Kissing in the cinema, getting my first period, and my cousin getting pregnant. Watching the evening news on TV, Dad doing the V sign at Granny and picking up chestnuts in the park. The vase on the big windowsill, the knocker on the front door. My best friend is dead.